What actually happens when a dentist screws a new tooth into your jaw? To understand a dental implant, you first need to understand what you lost. A natural tooth has two parts. The part you can see, the crown, is only about a third of the tooth. The rest is the root, buried inside your jawbone, anchoring the tooth in place. That root does more than just hold the tooth steady. Every time you chew, the root pushes force down into the bone, and that pressure tells your jawbone to stay alive and keep rebuilding itself. So when a tooth is lost, whether from decay, gum disease, or an injury, you don't just lose the crown, you lose the root, and the bone underneath stops receiving that signal. Within the first year, your jawbone in that spot can shrink noticeably, and it keeps shrinking over time. Your neighboring teeth may start to drift and tilt into the empty space, and the tooth in the opposite jaw may slowly grow downward because it has nothing to bite against. A dental implant is the only tooth replacement that rebuilds the root, not just the crown. An implant has three separate pieces. The first is the implant body itself, a small screw-shaped post, usually about 8 to 15 millimeters long, made of titanium. Titanium is used for a remarkable reason. Your body does not treat it as a foreign object. Instead, your bone grows directly onto its surface and locks it in place. The second piece is the abutment, a small connector that sits on top of the implant and passes through your gum. The third piece is the crown, the ceramic tooth you actually see and chew with. The journey begins with planning. Your dentist examines your mouth and takes a special three-dimensional scan called a cone beam CT. This scan is important because your dentist needs to see things that a normal photograph cannot show. They need to measure exactly how much bone height and width you have. They need to locate the inferior alveolar nerve, the nerve that runs through your lower jaw and gives feeling to your lip and chin. And in the upper jaw, they need to find the floor of your maxillary sinus, the air-filled space that sits directly above your upper back teeth. The implant must be placed with enough safe distance from both. Your dentist also checks your gum health and asks about your medical history, because conditions like uncontrolled diabetes and habits like smoking can slow healing and make an implant more likely to fail. Sometimes the scan reveals a problem. If too much bone has already melted away, there simply isn't enough for an implant to hold on to. In that case, you need a bone graft. During a graft, granules of bone material are packed into the thin area and covered with a protective membrane. Over the next several months, your own bone cells move into that material and slowly replace it with real, living bone. If the issue is in your upper jaw and the sinus hangs too low, a sinus lift is performed instead, where the sinus membrane is gently pushed upward and bone graft material is placed underneath it to create height. If the damaged tooth is still in your mouth, it is extracted first. In some cases, the implant can be placed on the very same day as the extraction. In other cases, the socket is filled with graft material and left to heal for a few months before the implant goes in. Now comes the implant surgery itself. This is done in the dental chair under local anesthesia, so the area is completely numb and you are awake but feel no pain. Your dentist makes a small incision in your gum and gently lifts the tissue aside to expose the jawbone underneath. Then the site is prepared. Using a series of drills that increase in width one at a time, your dentist carefully creates a channel in the bone that matches the exact shape of the implant. This is done slowly and with constant cool water irrigation because bone is living tissue and overheating it would kill the very cells needed for healing. The titanium implant is then threaded into this channel and tightened to a precise level of firmness. A small cover screw is placed on top to protect the inside of the implant, and the gum is stitched closed over it. And now the most important part of the whole process begins, and it is a part you cannot see or feel. It is called osseointegration. Over the following weeks, your bone cells migrate onto the rough surface of the titanium and begin laying down new bone directly against it. There is no glue and no cement. The bone physically fuses to the metal, gripping it the way a tree root grips soil. This is what makes an implant able to withstand the force of chewing for decades. Osseointegration takes time. In the lower jaw, where the bone is denser, it usually takes around 3 to 4 months. In the upper jaw, where the bone is softer, it often takes closer to 6 months. This waiting period cannot be rushed because loading an implant with chewing force too early can prevent the bone from fusing at all. During this healing time, you are not left without a tooth. A temporary crown or a removable temporary tooth is usually provided, so your smile and speech stay normal. Once the implant has fused, you return for the second stage. Your dentist reopens a small window in the gum, removes the cover screw, and attaches a healing abutment. This is a small round cap that sticks slightly above the gum line, and over the next couple of weeks, it shapes your gum tissue into a natural collar around the implant, exactly like the collar your gum forms around a real tooth. Next, an impression or a digital scan is taken of the implant's position and your surrounding teeth. This information is sent to a dental laboratory where your custom crown is created, matched carefully to the exact shape, size, and color of the teeth beside it. Finally, the healing abutment is removed, the permanent abutment is placed and tightened, and the crown is fitted on top. It is either cemented into place or secured with a small screw hidden inside the biting surface. Your dentist checks your bite from every angle, because the implant must share chewing force evenly with your other teeth. The tooth is now complete, and you can eat with it normally. Implants have a very high success rate, but they are not maintenance-free. The implant itself cannot decay, because titanium and ceramic don't get cavities. But the gum and bone around it can still become inflamed and infected. This is called peri-implantitis, and it behaves much like gum disease, quietly destroying the bone that holds the implant in place. That is why daily brushing, cleaning between the teeth, and regular dental checkups matter just as much with an implant as with a natural tooth. From the first scan to the final crown, the entire process usually takes somewhere between 3 and 9 months. It is slow, but almost all of that time is spent doing something no surgeon can do faster: waiting for your own bone to grow.